Linda, are we coming in here?
Yep.
Because no one told us we were going.
Oh,
They just said in another room, in the building somewhere.
got it.
Where or what? It's way too cold in this room.
I'm comfortable right now. It was hot in there.
It was comfortable in there.
Okay, let's see if I can get the computer working.
Why are you calling? What'd you do?
All right. So let me guess, nothing's coming through here. And I'm open for IT help. I'm trying to figure out if I have a bad cable or not.
It blinked.
It did? It blinked? Awesome.
It no longer says no connection.
Yeah.
It's just a blue screen.
It's promising. Let me know if anything like shows up on that screen. Displays. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. You see a presentation?
PC.
Oh, look at that. It took me less than 10 minutes, so we're already ahead of track. Oh, no. What was that?
It's gone.
No, wait, it was a false. It was false.
Jeremy, you're not supposed to break it. Technology's breaking. Yes, it is.
Is it?
Nope,
Nope.
try to 5%. Jinxed yourself.
Yeah.
Is it black screen?
Right.
It's not complaining about action.
Yeah,
This
this can't displays.
Yeah.
All right. Keep changes.
Yep.
Oh, maybe I didn't keep changes last time.
Uh,
There you go. Is that looking right? What's that?
It's that.
No, it's,
Oh,
your
you got
your
it.
desktop is displaying, but it's black.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I think you're in like your presenter mode.
There you go.
There you go. Now it's ready.
So you're,
Just leave it
I
there.
think when it's presenting, it's
All right,
always
sorry.
the wrong screen.
Yeah,
You can just make that larger.
this is like one of my pet peeves, like do it when it's
Full screen mode's kind of good.
I'm also, it isn't detecting the second screen.
No, you're there. Windows is using the second screen, but PowerPoint's not.
Oh, there you are.
No, you got it right here. But he's not presenting.
Okay.
When you turn on the
All right.
presentation.
We're gonna get started. For those that have had roundtables with me before, you know I prefer literally having a roundtable sitting down. I won't be able to just do the AV equipment setup that we have. All right, so let's talk about one of our favorite topics. So we just came.
Back.
You bumped the wire.
It's gremlins.
This is gonna be great.
The full moon.
Let's talk about
Send it out, we'll watch it on our phones.
everyone's favorite topic, recruiting adults. Now that we finally recruited a bunch of youth, the adults come with the youth. And ideally, we're able to identify the adults that can help. So, this is going to be a general discussion on terms of recruiting adults for scouting, but also we'll talk, and then we want to dive a little more into recruiting for Cub Scouts. Since, as you can guess, with the Cub Scout program and the family-centric portion of it, it makes it we have a little more flexibility when it comes to recruiting and tasks that we can assign to adults in a Cub Pack. All right, so let's see if down works. Okay, I can just barely touch this. So this might look familiar if you all remember the presentation we had last September. You guys remember that presentation? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so keys for recruiting. There's a lot, so half the battle is the prep work. So have your pitch ready, have some ideas on what sort of tasks you do need help with. Itemize where your help needs are for your Cub Scout unit. In some cases, it might be I need a line den leader and I need a new fundraiser chair, and you have that really focused in. And you're not necessarily recruiting for that fundraiser chair. You might be recruiting someone that will take on one fundraiser and then work them up to fundraiser. But ideally, you have where your missing resources are. Other packs, it's top to bottom, right? It's just the way it is. We might have just lost a whole group of adults that aged out with their youth. Let's see. So inspire others, as you can see. So we want to exemplify, really call out the successes of your unit and the fun they're having and the growth that the youth have had. They do call out a recruiting party, so host a barbecue to recruit. I ask that you're very careful with this because I view this as a scouting activity, which means it needs to be a scouting approved activity. So careful if you're having a big party event for recruitment. Ideally, you're able to have it at a more family-centric activity that may even be at the place where you meet for your meetings. So they already see where they're going to meet, what facilities are going to be there, and get a feel for the location. So, and what's called out here, the hardest part is making the ask. Actually going out and going to that person saying, can you please help me with this? Or I need help with this. That is the hardest part. I'm very guilty of that myself. So as recruiting people for the district committees, I have a hard time making that final ask. Oh, do you want to check, at least, Linda, I'm coming through fine on this? No, thank you. I assume everyone has seen these before. Recruiting ideas, so social media presence. Which social medias are the standard now? So I think the Facebook has started to go a little downhill, or does everyone still here use Facebook? I still use Facebook.
I still use Facebook.
Instagram?
No.
No Instagram? Okay. So Instagram just, is powerful for communicating out activities that are happening. Can put out great pictures. At the same time, be careful with your media releases with the youth. But in Instagram, any other social platforms that you use? Okay. So, but communication. Anyone still maintain a web page?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys still maintain a web page?
Yep.
How painful is that now?
If it's
I have a webmaster.
done right, it's fine.
I have a
good.
webmaster, so for me, it's fine.
Awesome. So, okay, but you have, yes,
There are services out there too, like Street Web Host, essentially, it's just like a calendar-based web page.
I didn't see any.
It's, It's very easy to, we use it as a communication platform, we use it as a calendar, advancement, all of that stuff.
Go around and out.
no, thank you, Rob. So a lot of web pages now can be maintained similar to how we used to maintain MySpace, if not easier. If you guys remember MySpace?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So platforms are there to help streamline updating websites, keeping them more recent. Yes.
Just a question for the group, or if anybody has any input. Do we know of any quality platforms at a low cost that are user-friendly?
You know, if you haven't checked it out, there is Scoutbook. It's free.
Right.
Just say it, and it's got.
So it hit two of the points.
Sound less words.
But it's free.
And
So
this-
talk about cost effective.
So I'm familiar with using it for like advancement and stuff like that, but is there a
Email.
public facing? Is there a public facing?
They have to, the adults, which should be.
No, so I'm talking something more
Oh,
about the.
we're talking like like external advertising.
Facebook.
Also, please make use of our local free mail newspapers. So I do realize that might not be the most timely, but if there is a big event coming up, get it into the Valley Breeze. They're always interested in pictures, happy pictures of scouts and stories. Blackstone Lightner is my local one. So those, and I'm sure every town has its own come in the mail news.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them on the right.
So please consider if you have a big event coming up, get that in there, and at that point you can start zoning in on those adults.
So is it sort of like the consensus that Facebook just kind of has the market cornered on free, quality, public facing?
That is my
If I
feeling
want to
too.
get something out to my families really fast, I will post it on Facebook. 'Cause I tell
Yeah,
them,
that's what we do.
I tell them to look before an event or after, but if I have to get something out to them, email is great. But they have to be at the computer, it's on my phone, so I get it all the time. But if I have to put out something fast, I post it to Facebook.
Yeah, that's what we do too. I'll buy a little bit more stock in data, I guess.
Yes. Let's see. So others, so greeting cards. I think this is more to get the youth in, but with the youth come the adults and the families. So basic greeting cards that call out, for instance, your activities for the year, general meeting times, meeting location. They're great to hand out during, say, the Memorial Day parades, or if you have the fall festival. And you don't need a full flyer, just half a sheet to hand out. And info booths at open houses and PTAs. So this again is probably more for recruitment. But I love always talking about this because we have such a mixed reaction. Who has had luck getting into schools? All right. So what's great is we're making great progress getting into schools in general right now. We do still have some bumps in terms of some districts, but we'll get there. At the end of the day, the Scout Talks are great. They hand the kid a flyer. They get them all excited to go scout, to go camping, to go to archery, to go to BB range. And they say, okay, put this on the refrigerator when you get home. And the parent's like, where did this come from? But it at least starts the conversation. And ideally, if the parents are interested in those topics, those activities, that's someone you might want to target bringing in. All right. Let's see. You notice this kind of repeats from the first one. So when you do talk to the adults, make sure you know your unit story, know your unit history. For instance, does anyone know how long has your pack been around?
Well, what are the original packs of boards? We go back to like the late 40s, early 50s.
Okay, so you can say one of the original packs been around for a while, and we've grown. We're still hanging around. We love going camp, like whatever your favorite.
I tell them I'm starting my 23rd year in the pack.
So don't scare them away.
No, but in other words, if it wasn't a good program, I still wouldn't be here.
There we go. There we go. So you're walking the walk at that point.
Yep.
I was gonna say any other general like history ideas that like walk the walk discussion I think might does help. But then we would also want to incorporate. I've been around for 20 years. But every year we're bringing in new parents and they're learning the program and the program changes. So also be ready to explain if there's any general program differences. That comes up more with the new membership coordinator. But if a new family comes up, they're gonna be like, oh, what is this? If they say, okay, my kid's in second grade, what would you say that? Okay, I have a second grade son. What does that mean? Like.
That means that you joined the Wolves, right?
Yeah.
Did I talk about the Wolves
Yeah,
program?
there you go.
Whatever it is?
The line is, we know what age and grade you are. That's, you gotta be this and that unit.
There we go.
I say, and what does the wolf say? And I have to,
Ah. So.
I think also, so we talked about this at our committee meeting just Scout wanted to go about just inviting them to a den meeting. You know, just them and a parent, just come and just sit and watch what we do, you participate in the activity. It's something that you think you like to do. Of course, it's incumbent on the den leader to have an engaging program,
Mhm.
you know, but just have them come to the meeting. So I can talk about how fun it is like all day long, but unless they come and see for themselves, you know.
Right, so that means we need to make sure our unit leaders are having the den leaders lined up with really engaging programs the first 3 or 4 meetings, definitely, right? Before they start going into more of the book ones, you might say. So we were talking also, well, say I go up and say, okay, I have my 2nd-year-old, but I also have a preschooler.
Ooh,
What?
they're a chipmunk.
Chipmunk? So chipmunk, or I heard, or dragon den, right? Yeah, so if there is enough, if there's enough people that do have the younger siblings, see if you can incorporate having a dragon den or a chipmunk den. And it's really just organized
I
playtime.
have chipmunks.
They're-
They range from a month old,
Yeah.
honestly, they come to every meeting.
Yeah.
And then I have one that'll be starting with me in March.
So that's why you can have just fun basic activities in the meeting. At this, it doesn't have to be part of the main meeting, but they can have their own little den set up. Especially if you meet as a full pack and then separate into dens.
Then you have a dedicated adult that just.
No, but the parents with them will go sit and I'll put out coloring books or an activity for them to do.
And some of the little ones with that, I'll break it down some of the maps and let them play.
There you go. Yeah, I do recommend having it one-on-one with those younger ones because like it's one-on-one for lions and tigers,
Yeah,
and
the
they're
parents-
even younger. So
Their parents are with them.
Yeah. So yes,
At what point, all right, so I'm PAC 39, Coventry, Summit, full disclosure committee chair, we're kind of PAC divided right now.
okay.
And we have our new Cub Master came in this summer, the old one quit in the middle of summer on us. And now he's recruiting new leaders for the kindergartners through 3rd grade program. So right now, we don't have any den leaders besides him as Cub Master. We have our assistant Cub Master who's with the group that's splitting off,
Mhm.
sort of, and he's coming back. We're trying to recruit new leaders. We've had two parents who said, yes, they want to do it. The Cub Master is frustrated because at what point does he stop napping? So I want to get involved as committee chair and remind them, it's great to do youth protection, or whatever youth protection is called now, the new version. It's great to do that. How do we encourage that without sounding like we're nagging? While they're also joining a little bit of dysfunction, so they know that they're doing dysfunction, but we do need them as den leaders. So how do we politely nag? Now I recruit for a living, so I'm an HR director, so
Yep.
that's where I'm struggling. I'm looking to other groups as to, because he doesn't want to nag anymore because he really likes these parents and he's got some crossover with Girl Scouts and those parents. So how do we?
Oh, you did it, probably.
Yeah,
One thing that we do is I sent out a flyer and I encourage all of my parents to take youth protection training.
We're trying to do that, Mike.
I just encourage them, you put what they do or don't. The reason I do that, the ones that do, now I've got a hook. Those are the ones I want to look at. Also, I tell them not just to be leaders, but for them to understand why we do what we do. Why is it when I'm in the middle of the room and all the little kids come up and hug me and my hands are like this? You know, some of the parents got offended that I didn't hug their child back. I had to explain to them, I cannot do that. It's not appropriate for me to hug them, but they'll come up, I can't tell a little kindergartner, he can't hug me. You just don't, so I put my hands up. Why do I do that? Take youth protection training, you'll understand. You'll understand why we're never alone with your child. Even if I have to reprimand them or have a conversation, I will do it off to the side where you can see. These are things that, so if the parents understand why, and because of that, I got a committee chair and I got a committee member because they said, okay.
So it's, yeah, that's devious having them all take.
Well, we are asking that we get all of our parents to take youth protection because Girl Scouts right now is mandating it.
So
So we're encouraging it that way. But we have two
But,
leaders who are
yeah,
against
they
it.
don't say it's required though,
We're
because
not
it's
telling them
not.
it's required,
It's
we're telling them
encouraged.
that it's highly encouraged for protection of both you and the scout.
So, I was gonna get into, so helping volunteering leading. So not everyone wants to be a registered leader, which is fine. It sounds like in Coventry's case, you do have some people that were identified to become leaders.
Yet they've already said they're gonna do it,
Yep.
but it's like, they said they do it 3 weeks ago and they haven't done it yet.
That's a conversation that the Cub Master needs to have.
So he's the one who has to nag.
Did he recruit
he's
them?
there. He recruited them.
I mean, it
They
was,
came out of the den that he built it's now the Tiger Den. So they came out of the Tiger Den.
Do they have the link to click on?
Yep, we actually email out all of our messaging, now includes the youth protection link.
Yeah, just say, hey, can you do that live?
Yeah.
I think, it's-
Sometimes it also could be financial, they just say that, but if they just registered their child and they spent $145,
X dollars, yeah.
and now you're asking the adults to spend another, and now they're all gonna have to re-up at the same time, I highly recommend have your children do now, and then you do it 2 months from now.
Yeah.
That way, when your registrations come due, you don't have, your husband, and 3 kids coming due on the same month. That's like a mortgage payment that they're not expecting. So to break it up a little bit.
So in terms of who's in charge of getting them signed up, ultimately, it's on them.
Right.
They're getting the emails, they have access to beascout.org and signing up.
And one of our registered one of our parents who's registered Scout Club, so I know we check off attendance, yep, got that part.
Okay, but so I guess, is Coventry, who's the COR for Coventry?
We're at Summit Baptist Church,
Is it,
so we're not Coventry, we're Summit.
are you with,
Coventry does too.
are you with council, or are you COR through the Baptist Church?
We're at the COR through Baptist Church.
Okay, so the person that's going to be accepting that adult
Yep.
needs to know where they're going to put them, right? Because
Yep.
when the adult application comes through,
Yep.
it isn't like the youth ones. The adults, you have to say, okay, this
Yep.
person is going to be a committee member, they're going to be a den leader, they're going to be a Cub Master. And so the COR also needs at least a heads up, this is going to be coming through.
We've been communicating with them.
So have they already started the den meetings or not yet?
We are on tomorrow night's our second meeting of den meetings.
So what I would maybe suggest saying, you really shouldn't be running the den meeting until you're.
They're not running them, they're helping, because right now that den grew and I'm not able to make, as committee chair, I normally would help out and make meetings, but
Can the person say, hey, I want to start, kind of weaning off and you taking over? The plan is to have you kind of take front and center as den leader by November. Like, so that way they kind of.
I think it's a conversation,
Yeah.
really, with and setting dates for when it needs to be completed by.
I'm coaching up a very new, very eager, very strong leadership, non-scout leadership, even though he was a Cub and he went through the troop, both in the same area. Just trying to get, he's not like hard selling, but it's his job to hard sell.
Yeah, well, he also needs to understand scouting is not the scouting he went through.
Oh, no, and he's part of the group that understands change.
Okay.
It's the other two that
Okay.
think we could do with the leadership we have.
So what I was going to do for this discussion.
Yep. Sorry.
It kind of jumped it. So ideally, we have a couple of those helpers. The new Cub Scout program, if you noticed, there's a PDF and a website for every single adventure. Have you guys noticed that?
Yes.
And it literally spells out what to do step by step, what to prep for, how much prep it's going to take, what you need to buy. So what I highly recommend is if you can get a hook in one of those wannabe helpers, be like, hey, in a month, we're going to be doing this activity. Print it out. Here's the link. Can you run this meeting for me? And if you need help getting materials, let me know. Or if you need to get materials, let me know. But give them that printout. Here's the link. Hey, run this meeting for me and support them as needed. But let them know that they're going to own getting that meeting going in a month to complete that adventure. And at that sense of ownership, though, that when they know they have a deadline and that sense of ownership, that's when they're going to be willing to do it. Now, you don't need to be registered to do one meeting here and there. You still need the 2 adults in the room, or at least very close on site to maintain it. But that's the helping. Similarly with volunteering, that's kind of both, right? I assume we also have those that we try to focus on the adults that are really interested in maybe just fundraising or are really good at fundraising. Get them to help with setting up for a fundraiser. Start small, no big bites. You don't want to turn to them, and I'm sure you've heard this before, you don't want to turn to them and say, okay, you are now the popcorn kernel for the pack. Here's your sign on, good luck. It's like, that's not going to go over well. We know the online system's awesome to work with, right? Online, it's awesome to work with.
Also expensive.
We're selling scouting. We're not arguing about prices. But just the logistics of it is painful for that. So have them see how a couple fundraisers go, how the pack does it, where the money needs to go, who the treasurer is, who these people are that they need to talk to, how the communications need to go out. Work them up, get that hook in there, and lack of a better term, sucker them into it, right? But let's see, there's also, in terms of helping volunteering, talent surveys. Does every pack do talent surveys or some form of talent surveys?
Yeah.
So please be aware, someone that might be an accountant by day doesn't necessarily want to be the treasurer at night. So keep in mind, they might be their skill set, but they don't want to do it literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just be respectful if they're like, I'm really interested in camping, I don't want to do spreadsheets, and vice versa too. Leading, we started touching on it, so that's when we're registered. I did want to reiterate the sign up process for adults. So how do adults, we'll keep this simple, how do adults sign up to be a registered leader right now?
Be a scout.
Scouting.org or beascout.org. Yep, and online, right? Say they need to apply for assistance, what do they do?
Isn't it still paper? Or is
So
it-
it isn't paper, but before they sign up online, before they pay online, they need to apply for scholarship and assistance. So that is through the Narragansett site. I'm not going to touch my computer to pull that up right now. It's an online form to submit for assistance. So what will happen is that will get reviewed, approved, denied, a certain amount, and at that point they'll get a code. The process was, last I knew, they get a discount code to use for when they register.
It's been very successful. We had brand new scouts in need, got assistance this year, and that's how we got 2 new scouts.
Oh, awesome.
And it was and they're gonna sell popcorn and everything else, and they're already extremely engaged. So I can't say enough about the assistance. Without it, we would have not gotten those 2 scouts.
And turnaround was fairly quick in their
It was,
case?
it's the first time we've had, it's the first time I've been aware that we needed to do that at the pack level. And it's great. And it's been a huge morale success, because the scouts don't know a parent losing, and the parents thrilled. And we were able to even pull from our own uniform closet and our class Bs, and we had everything for them. So it was 0 entry cost for them. So there was no barrier.
That's perfect. Thank you.
It worked really well. So whoever's doing it, that's one thing that makes the Nightmares of Scout look fun.
So and she mentioned uniform library. Please consider having a uniform
We're
library.
doing it tomorrow night.
You got it. It's so, especially now that they have them staying, they're not changing into tans a year earlier, and that's usually about the time they're ready to change out.
I've already told them, if your blue shirt, you can't buy, my kids going into Weeblos. Because these are kids that have been with me since Tigers, where their shirts were down to here, short sleeves are down to here, and their tails
Yeah.
are to the knees. By the time they're getting into Weeblos, that
They're
shirt's
bursting.
not fitting anymore. I tell them, don't buy another blue shirt, because it's only for a year. I'm not investing in a tan shirt that's down to here with the long tails.
Yeah.
And
Because I'm not gonna have them go buy a whole new blue shirt for 1 year.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing it.
And last year we did pack neckerchiefs. I convinced our pack to do that, so we pack neckerchiefs, so that's saving us money. This year we're doing pack hats. We're doing paracord slides by rank and color coding in paracord.
Okay.
So we're,
So waggles.
well, yes. I'm nomenclature still my challenge. So we're branding it all that way, so we're trying to drive down the cost. So no longer do we need the $27 hat or the $7 woggle. And that's a really big deal. The neckerchiefs were a big deal for our pack.
So you guys are rebuying, like at the end of the year, they hand them in and you.
We are, last year was our first year, and we didn't cross anybody over last year, so eventually we'll get the neckerchiefs. Will come back to us. It's basically, unless they want to pay for them, and keep it, that's what we're going to encourage them. And that's gonna be a conversation with, right now, they're up to us basically printing on demand with the Associated Social, the organization that does money, that's BSA certified, they're like $23 each. And we're willing to spend that expense, and the parents are gonna start paying for them. Initially, the pack pays them.
Yeah, so benefit, so we do have the uniform, benefit of the uniform, if I have my pack out in the field, I know roughly where everyone is, right? Because I can tell by the hats and the handkerchiefs. So it's gonna, so there is a loss of the purpose of the uniform. But I'm not about to speak for council or for myself on yea or nay on that.
It just became a cost-effective thing for us.
Yeah, the woggles are, I think, are a no-brainer. That might be a great wood badge
No one
item.
else is really.
That might be a
no one
great
else is
wood
really,
badge
really cheap.
ticket item for anyone that might be taking wood badge right now in the room.
You know what else is really, really cheap? A hair elastic.
Yes.
I hand out hair elastics because I won't buy them from the store. Woggles are good. Kids lose them like every time.
Yeah.
I have hair elastics, and every time they lose one,
Yeah, a woggle's roughly 30 cents when you figure out the cost of the paracord. So,
it's not the cost, it's the hair elastics.
you need to train the other leaders to how to make a woggle.
Yeah, like I said, hair elastics.
Train the older kids how to make them.
Yes.
The buckles are easier to make than freaking box, which I've done as well, so.
All right. Any other? So what I was thinking, as usual, how I thought the conversation would go didn't go the way, but that's fine because that's why we have roundtable. What did I miss in terms of recruiting adults?
One thing when they do go online, if you haven't had someone do it online, I just had two. The application went through, I talked to my COR, I'm now against the council, so I have a local COR that approves them, so I had to give her the heads up.
Mhm.
Go ahead and approve these two. She had a problem getting, once she got her scout book straightened out, she approved them. It went to council, I got congratulations, you're here. Wait for your background check. Oh, your background check came in, that's great, you're ready to start. A day later, here's your quarry form. So they're not really ready to start yet, because now they have to do the Massachusetts background check.
Yep.
That particular
So
scenario needs to be better cleaned up, because
I agree because what happens is you accept them and they get auto-populated into the charter. But then they start doing background checks and they temporarily suspend them from the charter while the background checks are doing them. I realize that is not clean. That is all that National has right now in terms of an automated system. However, we as the committee chair, you need to be keeping an eye on that and also highly encouraging that they get their queries sent in ASAP. So the background check shouldn't be its own signature form.
no, it's just an email.
Yeah, it's
If
just
they
a
just
query.
email me, all right,
Yeah.
waiting your background check, okay, your background check's completed, that's great, and then a day and a half later, oh, by the way, now we have to do your quarry form.
Yeah, so the court, yeah, and let's see. So they apply online, and first thing is, did they complete the youth protection training? Yes or no? Because they can't even proceed without that. So we all know that. So they might have an application there, they might even have a payment in there, but it's waiting on youth protection. So conveniently, the COR and the unit leaders can send out an automated email that sends out the link to the youth protection training, so they can click right in and go to it. I forgot to mention this. When they sign in, please don't use single server sign-on when you set up your account. Please don't use single server sign-on when you sign your account. If you did, that's fine, but forever in the future, you need to use single server sign-on. That's
I don't understand what you're talking about.
then don't worry about it.
Using Google or anything else to sign in rather than typing in your email password.
Yeah, so please, when they set up their accounts,
Oh.
have them actually enter an email and create a password
Oh, yeah.
versus single server sign-on.
Okay,
It works, it's just, you need to always remember which one you use moving forward, if that's the case. If they end up getting, if their accounts get all ganked up, don't worry, they can figure it out, but you have to call into the hotline, the council service center, and they'll work on it. Application, youth protection training, depending on, they might check references, depending on the background check, and depending on the Corey follow-up. Talked about that, and just, there is also a volunteer screening database check. So they also check to make sure they're not listed against other organizations that they might have been asked to leave for other reasons. So keep in mind, we're not messing around anymore, right? We really want to make sure we're checking the adults as best we can before they're coming into the organization.
Question from my comments, how many people pay their dues of their leaders? So years ago when our PAC had money,
That is up to the PAC.
but how many people here do it? Because we're,
My PAC adults pay for themselves, and all troops.
We pay for those. Yeah, we reimburse.
it depends. We have,
Oh, wait a second, wait, you reimburse? So the highly recommended way to do that is the troop does the registration for them, which the troop is able to do online,
Okay.
and not a case of me paying with my credit card and then you cutting me a check from the troop funds. So the process is the troop pays, they have the capability to pay for the registration for someone else. My
You
chance
just have them.
So we can go in and fill out, because you just said, we don't ever get a thing saying that we.
No, renewal.
I think the question.
Yeah, but initial,
Oh, initial?
like when they initially, like we renew them, yes, but like
Oh,
when they
they
initially
would
sign
have
up.
to. Yeah, they would
Yeah.
have to.
Mhm.
Sorry. I don't know of a way that the unit would pay for it.
Right, that's why we reimburse.
Okay.
The question I was gonna ask, is there something about reimbursements in general that we're worried about, or is it specific to that? Like it seemed like you were saying cutting someone a check is like a big problem.
So I don't know the exact legalese for this.
Okay.
So if that's the case, the treasurer should be getting a printout of what was paid.
yep,
You need to keep, and you need to
Yep.
keep all the records.
Yep.
If that's the case.
So, yes.
we're thinking about paying our rent. My negotiation with my Cub master, because again, we're also financially not smart, is paying for half. So it'd be like, all right, to recruit new leaders, our goal is for next year for us to be paid for half your dues as a leader, half your registration fee, because in the past we paid for everybody, so. I
Okay.
don't think we'll have enough money to pay for, as we rebuild our treasurer, rebuild our account, that we won't have enough to pay for the full thing, but we'll be able to pay for half. Because we also don't charge dues at all for our PAC.
Renewals, you can pay partials,
Okay.
by the way. Okay, yeah, so
I was just curious to see what
partials.
everybody does.
well, we have scout accounts.
Yep.
That we have a popcorn sale, money goes in the kids' scout accounts, it's the family scout account.
Mhm.
And that money can be used for anything in scouting.
Yes,
So
has
if
to
we
be
need to
scouting
help-
related.
If you need help with your registration, we're also, our PAC, we're lucky, we do have we're very, very financially sound, put it that way. And so we have a new scout that wants to join, they didn't have all the money, so we said, okay, we'll pay the registration, and how much can you pay a week? And they'll pay us back.
Yeah, budgeting's fair. I just asked, I'm assuming you're keeping it as confidential as possible.
Oh, yeah, no one knows.
Yeah.
I always
Budgeting's
put it,
fair.
I said, all scouting things in our PAC, anything related to scouting is not, if you can't afford it, that's okay, come talk to us.
Yeah, it is more
All
than,
scouts can do the things we do, if you don't have the funds, come see me on the side, and we will discuss how we can, help.
Yeah, so, yeah, there's, and you've heard Tim say it all the time. Money should not be a reason that a youth cannot join scouting or do a scouting activity.
You raised an interesting point, though. You said that renewals, they'll accept partial payments, is that?
So that's online.
Okay,
So say my renewal's $100.
$100, yeah.
There's a way for the PAC to pay 50, and then I pay the 50 with my credit card after.
Oh, okay.
That's,
The
this is
full amount
getting,
still has to be paid, but
oh, yeah.
it can be allocated amongst the pack and the scout, is what you're saying.
Oh, yes, very
Okay.
much, very much so. So, all right, let's see. How am I doing on time? I think 10 minutes over? Awesome. I'm right on time then. I'm on scout time. Okay. Any last questions, comments, concerns? I hope I have not led you astray. Please let me know if there are any.
Where do we get our Scout and Pro things? Where are they gonna be?
Those are out of someone's,
Yeah, you know where they're parked?
Yeah,
Yeah,
south
front.
block,
That way.
with the front doors or
out
the
of someone's trunk.
cafeteria.
I need to go to someone's trunk.
Cafeteria, the front doors.
Out here, the front door.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, and,
Where are the tags?
Front doors.
I'm right here.
Last time they did that.
all right, all set. Any online questions?
Mending it now.
It was a requirement.